money. I was down, but I'm always gonna get back up. I'm arranged, but I know I'm gonna get that truck.
I'm in the mood to do some ultra glam makeup. And I also have like a couple of things I've been swirling around in my brain and a little bit of tea on me. So I thought we could like sit, do some makeup, hang out. How about that? Yo, it's been a minute since I've like done like real makeup on myself. So I just want to, I don't know. Like I want a lot of colors. I want a lot of colors, I think. Maybe blue. So I'm gonna use this What's Your Sign palette from Lorella. I haven't used it in ages. But it's a really beautiful palette and it's got lots of colors in it and it's got blue. So we're on a roll. We're on a roll already. Yeah. Life has been lifing a little bit. Girl. I'm pissed. First of all, I'm not even gonna hide my my anger in this moment. I went to Sephora the other day and nobody talked to me. I had to like chase down a lady to like help me find this like foundation I got from One Size. Like I had swatched it on myself. It looked like it was the right color. I asked somebody to help me get the right color and I thought I was good to go, but then just before I like turned the camera on, I went to unpackage it, like unbox it so that it would already be ready for this video, and turns out that whatever shade she gave me is like several shades too dark. It's not my color. And now I'm pissed because I done tore up the packaging and all that, not thinking that this was going to happen. And I'm just getting irritated because the same thing happened to me the other day when I went to Ulta. I went to Ulta and I had heard good things about this Juvia's Place foundation, and so I got it and it seemed like it was my shade. I get it home and it's actually like a shade too light. I'm gonna use it today to show you what I mean, because you know when you bronze and you do all the things, you can make it work, but you gotta make it work. I also don't like the way it smells. I didn't realize it had a smell. It kind of reminds me of throw up a little bit, but it's like a super florally kind of smell. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it, but also like what am I gonna do, because I only really have my MAC foundation left. I've used several of my other foundations. I used to use this Milani one that's basically gone. My e.l.f. foundation, this like soft glam satin foundation, almost gone. There's a little bit more in here, but almost gone. What else? The Morphe one, all gone. I don't even know why I have these like laying around, you know what I mean? They're gone. I guess whatever I can scrape out is helpful, but I'm just over it. I'm over it because I feel like I'm not getting good customer service in public. And that's why I be in the house and I just order everything online, but sometimes you gotta go in person to see how things are gonna look. So that's what's going on with me. That's my little rant. Okay, so let's talk about music for a second. Cardi B came out with her Am I the Drama album. It's like her sophomore album after almost a decade of no music, or like no album, you know, because she's put out Lucy's over the years, but like no album. And I have a lot of questions about it. Like I'm not super knowledgeable about like how music gets ranked. I've seen a couple of TikToks about it and stuff like that, and I know like there's a lot of discourse about like people selling merch and that like counts as record sales somehow, and just like other things that people do to like get their base to like run up their music and get it, like whatever. So like I have questions about Cardi B putting really old Lucy's like music on this album. and whether or not that should be allowed to count for anything. You know, she's not even in community with like Meg anymore, and there's some songs from her and Megan on there, but like, I don't know. Overall though, I will say that the album was good. Like, I thought it was very good. My cousin hated it. She was like, this is like, she said it was YN music, but like, I don't know. I just think that there's some girlies, like, it's okay for them to like have like ratchet music. Like, not to say like her music was ratchet, but like if it's ghetto or like not the deepest, most conscious music, you know, I think that's okay. I think that's all right. I think there's a space for it. Definitely an audience for it. Sometimes people just want to feel good. Like, I feel like not everything has to mean something. Like, or have like a deep meaning, you know? That's kind of my position on it. Like, I thought the album was good. I thought some of the tracks, like, I feel like also it felt like a I don't want to say like a breakup album, but it kind of did feel like a breakup album, because she spent a lot of time referencing like where she's at with Offset, which makes me wonder, like, because I remember a while back he was talking about her and how he was encouraging her to drop her music, you know what I mean, just drop, like, don't worry about it, just drop. And I wonder what the album looked like back then, you know, when she was saying like, I have this album, I'm scared to drop it, whatever. Like, what did it look like then? Because now most of the songs are about them breaking up, you know what I mean? So like, I just wonder what the contents of previous iterations of the album looked like, really, because I feel like this being sort of a breakup album is what made it good. Of course, she had a Summer Walker up there a couple times. I think maybe 2 tracks or something. Summer Walker is really good at breakup music. If we're keeping it a buck though, it does kind of feel like Cardi is making more waves about her personal life that is like overshadowing the music a little bit. I'm just like, if we're being honest, her showing up pregnant again, this time by that guy Stefan Diggs, he's like a football player or whatever, like, it's a little bit of a mess. Like, and I feel like the girlies having discourse over it is also a mess. I don't even really know what court I fall into in this discourse, because there are some people that are like, this is a mess that she's like having this man's baby, they haven't been together that long, and she's like still married to Offset. Girl, it do seem a little bit ratchet though. It do seem a little bit ratchet. I think she's getting a lot more grace than a black woman would. I think if she was a black woman, she'd be getting dragged. But a lot of people are very like defensive of her. Yeah. I mean, we don't have any knowledge of Cardi B being a bad mom or anything like that. We don't. And I think that people are like kind of trying to insinuate that her having all these kids or whatever like is somehow gonna make her a bad parent, and we just don't know that. We don't know that. It's so weird, like, even talking about Cardi B. Like, I feel like I've personally come a long way with Cardi B. Like, when I first saw her, I was all in. I was like, oh my god, she's so cool, like, she's so real. Like, I was really obsessed with Cardi B. Not more than like Nicki Minaj, but like, I was like, oh my god, like Cardi B. And then over the years, Like, I feel like I've been rubbed the wrong way. More so like when it comes to Cardi B being looked at as like a political figure or whatever, like stuff like that. Like when she was in her era of speaking up on like politics and stuff, I thought that was a little bit weird. You know, obviously she's an American, she can speak on whatever is going on here or whatever. But then when like Bernie and stuff like was trying to like mash up with her, I felt like all that was really weird. And that you gotta kind of know when you're in your lane, when you're gliding out of it. You know what I mean? But that's just me. That's just my opinion. So I'm kind of just like laying down the base of my eyes situation, if that's not obvious. And I don't even know if I'm going to be doing pink, because this is like kind of pink here. I don't know if I'm going to be even putting any pink. It was just the lightest shade that I saw in my drawer, because I added the white one I had, the white pigment I had to my makeup kit for clients. I will say though, I think it's brave of Cardi to like, you know, like be dating somebody so publicly, right? Or I should say be married to someone so publicly, Offset, right? And like have everybody see the ups and downs of your relationship with this person, the times where they were dead wrong and like embarrassing you or whatever it was, like to go through that so publicly. And then like be open and honest with the whole wide world about how you're feeling about it being over with, and just like being super vulnerable in that way. I give her like a lot for that, because it couldn't be me. Look, it's about to be me because I'm about to talk about my own situation, but like it's really a level of bravery that, and like vulnerability, that I think we can all aspire to, because for real, we all go through stuff, and like in the society we live in, it's cooler to look like nothing happens to you, like to look like nothing, you don't go through nothing, okay? Or it couldn't be you, you know? But it totally could, and probably is you. I know it's me. My favorite ex just announced a baby the other day. My favorite ex. Do you have a favorite ex? Tell me. Is that just me and my delusions? My favorite ex, it made it to be my favorite ex because we go back a long way. We go back a long way, and also that we had like broken up and gotten back together a lot of times over the years, and so he became my favorite ex. Hold on, let's see. I don't know what colors I really want to do. Like I said, I really thought I'd be doing blue. And there are some blues in here, but then maybe I should do a little bit of pink too. Like I could see a world where I'm doing a little bit of pink around the outside, and then maybe doing some blue. Let's try it. Let's do, my nose is so itchy today. Let's do a little bit of pink on the outside, and then yeah, let's use this. And then we'll see. Yeah, okay. Let's come in a little closer. There you go. Okay, so my favorite ex announced a baby. And I had to take that shit to therapy because what? I had to take it to therapy. I wasn't expecting that at all. Even though it's been years since we've last dated, honestly. But I just always thought like maybe he was out there working on himself, getting himself together, you know, becoming more of an adulty adult. You know, it never occurred to me that he could also be out there building a family. I had to bring it to therapy though, because like over the years, I feel like I was always like his like go-to person whenever things were going bad in his life. You know what I mean? If things weren't going so well, if him and whoever he was dating at that time like weren't going so well, he'd always like come back to me, right? And I think, you know, me being a younger person through my 20s and stuff like that, like I thought that that meant something. I thought that that meant something, that, you know, our bond was so special. that of course he's gonna like come to me, you know, whatever. And I think that in my later 20s, it occurred to me that I was like his person to like be mended when he was getting like broken up by the world out there, if that makes sense. Like I was the go-to person to help him feel better, fix him up, you know what I mean? Get him on his feet again emotionally, and then he'd just be gone again, you know? And I always say there's so many times like in my life that like I wish that I had a older sister figure or somebody, just like somebody in my life, to really make things plain for me, you know what I mean? Or to be like, girl, what are you doing? Or, hey, don't you think this is odd? Or I'm putting a little bit of purple in here. You probably can't tell. Actually, you can see it. You can see it. I'm putting a little bit of purple in here and I don't know why, but it was calling me, so I just grabbed it. Yeah. But like I, for many years, was okay with like being this person. Even if I didn't think about it directly, because I don't think I ever really thought about it until like I had time to like really sit with, why do I always like let this person come back, and why are they always like in this condition when they come back? But yeah, surprised the heck out of me. Made this announcement on social media, and that was also when I realized like, why am I still following this person, and do I want to be a part of this new chapter in their life? And the answer was no. Like, no, I actually don't want to be a part of this chapter in their life. And I realized like, if that was the case, I needed to piece up out of there. And I did. I like unfollowed and like all that. I need a concealer because I think I actually want to like cut a little something in here. So I'm getting just like a really light color concealer to do that, because it's getting a little muddy. Yeah. And you know, it can be really hard. I feel like there's a part of my brain that like is being stretched from this scenario. Like I'm talking about it very lightly, you know what I mean? But I was actually really hurt. But then I had to ask myself why. Like, why? Did I really expect that this person, you know, like I said, it had been years since we dated. Did I actually expect that this person was going to be sitting around waiting for me, like, to decide that I want them back? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, like with my friend, I was talking to my friend about it, and she was like, the reality is that you didn't want him. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. Because the last time we dated, I basically told him he needed to work on himself, because he was getting beside himself in a way that I just couldn't help. I couldn't help him. And it became really clear to me that he had some self-work to do. And so I ended things and said, you know, you need to work on yourself. And I'm assuming that that's what he did. I'm assuming, because to take on this next step and chapter, I hope he did. You know, it's not my business anymore. But yeah, I was sad. I was sad about it at first, but also like I was like, let me be freaking for real. Like, be all the way freaking for real. That couldn't have been me. That couldn't have been me. Like, that could not have been me. Like, where I am in the space that I am in life right now, I could not imagine being somebody's parent. Like, I could not imagine being somebody's parent. I couldn't imagine like trying to start a family. None of that. None of that. It's scary to even think about. Here we go. I want to get a new camera so bad. Like, because I'd be feeling like I'd be up here doing stuff and y'all can't really see nothing I'm really doing. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't translate the same way like on the camera as it does in real life. But I wish it did. Anyway, so that's what I'm dealing with. I was like, oh God, I don't think I could give him, I would have never been able to be that for him. And he deserves to like have what he wants in life and be happy and like all the things, you know. I don't wish anything bad on him at all. And that took some maturity. Like that took some maturity on my end. But yeah, that's the way life goes. That's the way life. I think I talked about like how I'm in a little bit of a reading slump or whatever. And instead of reading things, I am watching Vampire Diaries again. I realized like there's so much of that show like I just like haven't seen. I don't know if this is gonna work out or not, so we're just trying it. But it's so romantic, and it's like my I feel like this is gonna be like my fall show, like because it feels like fall. I didn't think about it when I was watching it before, but the show itself feels very fall. But also I'm open to some like Peacock recommendations. If you watch Peacock, I'm open to some recs for that. I don't really pay for the other subscription services, not right now. I have Prime, like, so if there's something on Prime you're looking at, a movie, whatever, let me know. But I don't watch enough content in that way to want to pay for a bunch of like Netflix or Hulu and like whatever, you know. I just don't consume enough to like do all that. This blue is really pretty, really pretty. I'll blend it into the purple, bring purple back up. The way this fallout is sitting here is kind of pretty. I might have to remake that. And I think we're gonna do a little bit of a light blue, like periwinkle up in here. Yeah, I said I wanted to wear a lot of colors, so that's what we're doing. So pretty. What else have I been watching? I don't know. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, honestly. Like, I spend a lot of time just here on YouTube. I found out recently that guy, what's his name, Steven from Diary of a CEO. He does like interviews with different kinds of people, rich people, doctors, you know what I mean? Like, he talks to all kinds of people. But he has a vlog channel. Even though his vlog channel kind of feels like the main channel, just that it's a little bit more relaxed. And sometimes it's just him going about his day or whatever. But he has a vlog channel. I was watching that the other day. And he was talking about like self-inflicted misery. Self-inflicted misery is what he called it, which is basically like when you tell yourself that nothing is going right, nothing is happening for you, and like all this stuff, you know. And he like brought up this good point that that for a lot of us, we're like living in realities that like our younger selves could only dream about. And maybe that's not the truth for a lot of people, but I know that in a lot of ways it's true for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't end up being the New York fashion bitch that I thought that I would grow up to be, you know? I wanted to be a New York fashion bitch like my whole fucking life. That didn't necessarily happen, but there are a lot of like smaller things that I could have only dreamt about, right? Like being a grown-up lady who has an apartment all to herself. Like, I never thought I'd have my own place to stay. There's a point in time where I never thought that could be me, because things at that time were so hard, you know what I'm saying? So I have like the blue here, but I think something should be here, and I think it should be like a whole different color than what I've been working with already. Maybe green. I do have like a lime in here, so I think I'm gonna try that, putting like lime. I also thought that I would never be the kind of person who would have a car. I felt like that kind of thing happened for other people. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if I need to do a base here first, because it's not really showing up the way I want it to show up. I do have a green, like a green base thing, so I'm gonna put a little bit of that first and then come back with the green shadow. Okay, let's try that. But yeah, I never thought I would get to be the type of grown-up person that would have a car or a place to stay, like all by myself. And I'm doing both. I'm doing both. You know, I'm not the millennial that's trying to like buy a house or anything like that, you know. What I have is okay for now. But the point is that I never even thought I'd have what I have now. And so sometimes, like, you know, I have really bad days sometimes, you know. I've been really honest that I like deal with depression and stuff like that. And even like I said, when I found out this news about my ex or whatever, I was thinking, like, I did like a lot of comparison. Like, I got stuck in a comparison trap for like a couple days. And then I had to like snap out of it, because I know like what I want for my life and like what I've always wanted for my life. And being stuck in my hometown, having kids and stuff was not on that list. Like, no shade, but that wasn't on my list. Yeah, that worked out a little better. I've feel like there's so much fallout on my cheeks that I need to actually wipe it off. A lot of times I just cover it up with the foundation, but there's just so much. Get rid of that. But yeah, that was something I like chewed on for a couple days, was like self-inflicted misery. Like how much of like what we be thinking and going through are we taking for granted? And are things really that bad? You know what I mean? And I think for my reality, there are things that could be better, things that could be different, but there's so much about my reality that felt like a dream some years ago. I remember this one night, I was still working in a hair salon. I didn't have a car, and I was living with my friend's family. And out there, because I had moved back to my hometown or whatever, and like, you know, like I said, I come from the woods, you know, and I remember walking home, and from the bus stop to where I was living at were these like gigantic chunks of forest, like woods, you know. And I remember this one night I was walking, and I was so scared because I was like, something could come out of there. I'm walking next to the highway, somebody could pick me up, you know, somebody could take me, and thinking like what would it be like to actually have a car, you know what I mean? And wishing that that was something that could be real for me. And at that time I don't even think I had my driver's license. But yeah, like we've come a long way. Okay, so like I said, this foundation is way too light for me, but I think I'm gonna put like a splash of this MAC foundation just to darken it a little bit. But it's way like, not way, but like it's too dark. I'm like, not way, but like, you know, a little bit way, when really I probably should use that other stuff, the one size that's too dark, way too dark. Anyway, yeah, we'll just mix it together. But you can see it's too light, but we're going to make it work. I hate the smell though. Ugh, yeah. And that's the other thing about the Juvia's Place foundations. They be so thick that you gotta like move quick and like move it around your face. They dry down kind of funny. It looks like I'm painting myself, but I'm gonna make it work. Still just blending. Okay, so now it's starting to oxidize and it doesn't look as nutty, but I know it's nutty. You know it's nutty. So let's bronze. Okay, so if you didn't know already, you'll know now, right? I'm secretly like obsessed with RayJ. Yes, RayJ, right? Not because I think he's like cute or anything. He's not ugly. RayJ's not ugly, but not because I think he's cute or anything, but because I found myself one night in this like TikTok rabbit hole basically like people have gathered evidence that RayJ is like a dark underlord of hip-hop. Basically he's like this like Suge Knight type of energy in hip-hop, and I just find that to be just like comical a little bit because it's RayJ. And I don't know, I didn't know that the streets was really taking RayJ that seriously, but apparently the streets be taking RayJ real seriously. So I'm using this darker bronzer first, and then I'm gonna go in with a bronzer that's more red, if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing. So the one thing about RayJ is that people have like figured out is that like whenever there's a situation going on, like RayJ somehow finds his way to the scene of the crime, and a lot of times he's there like as a fixer, like to talk to the police or to make something go away. Like RayJ be there. I'm using this like NYX bronzer, and it's like more red, but I like it. My skin is on the more neutral side, and I like the way it smells. Anyway, so I was on TikTok the other night, and the same lady that like put me on, there's a little fiber in my mouth, the same lady who put me on to like RayJ being this dark underlord of hip-hop is in a new rabbit hole. Apparently RayJ is going after the Kardashians, trying to get them tied up for a RICO, and he's like making it his mission right now to get them like in trouble with the law. And I just like, not that it's funny, but my thing is, why did he wait so many years to like enact his revenge if he really felt some type of way about this family? Like, I remember a couple years ago, he was like trying to call them racist and like all that. And it just fell flat because it's like, you helped them get to where they are. Like, honestly, I think that the family should be giving him royalty checks like once a month or something for all that he's done for them. Because nobody really, I mean, or maybe the royalty checks need to go to Brandy. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody would care if it wasn't like for the connection to Brandy. You know what I'm saying? Like, ultimately, like RayJ doing the tape with them, like blowing this family up to where they are now. Like, nobody would care if it wasn't for the connection to Brandy. Like, let's be for real. I need a blush. I think I want to just use this e.l.f. one. It's called Always Vibrant. I think I want to do that just because it's more pinky, and I do have a little bit of pink going on. Yeah, this is pretty. I did a client yesterday for her, like, she did like a birthday brunch, and she's like got this beautiful deep chocolate skin or whatever, African, and like, girl, we did this beautiful like almost like editorial style makeup on her. I didn't get to take a picture because she came in her bonnet and she didn't want to be photographed in her bonnet, which I respect. But as soon as I get them pictures, I hope she takes some really good pictures. You know, sometimes I don't like force clients into like making me take their photo, you know, because who the freak am I? I'm just taking a little bit of like gold, silver, I don't know what color this is, eyeshadow, and highlighting a little bit. And I'm gonna take a little bit and put it up here. Yeah. And even with that being said, sometimes like when I go get my hair done from people, like by people, sometimes I wish that people would just let you get your hair done in private. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes like all the picture taking and stuff, like your before and after, maybe you don't want to be seen on the internet a certain way. Like, I wish that people let you have a little bit more privacy, or exercised a little bit more consent when it came to like taking pictures of their work, because not everybody want to be all on the internet looking crazy. Period. What kind of lip? What kind of lip? Oh, I didn't even put any mascara on. I'm not doing lashes. I'm not doing lashes. Like I said, I just wanted to get this out of my system. Like, I really wanted to like just see myself in 10 pounds of eyeshadow, because it's been a really long time. And we've done that. We've accomplished that. But I don't necessarily need to do lashes. And this is like the black stack from MAC. Ever since I got my pro card from them, I've been low-key obsessed. Period. Okay, now back to the lips. Should I do like brown lips, like nude lips, brown eyeliner, lip liner, brown lip liner, or should I do pink? Let's see. I want to use one of these lipsticks though. Okay, the first one I opened is pink, so I think that's a sign. Maybe I'll use a little bit of this too. This is from ColourPop, but sometimes I use it like as a liner. Okay. And then a little bit of pink in the inside. That's so fun. This is a fun combo. I got these lipsticks off a TikTok shop not that long ago. But I hardly remember to use them. I love. That's pretty. I feel like I should put my hair on now. If you've been showing up for the vlogs, you'll know that I recently big chopped. I cut all my hair off, and I left about 3 inches. So that's also something that's been going on with me. The hair's starting to grow out a little bit though. I can't even see the parts. Now that it's a little bit looser, I think I'm gonna put some crochet braids in. I didn't want to do that while my hair was all tight, but I got some busy work days coming up soon, and I've been thinking about getting crochet braids so I don't have to worry about my wig sliding back on me while I'm doing my work. But yeah, this is the Letitia. I love this wig though. She need a little sprucing up right now though, because she is getting a little crunchy. She is getting a little crunchy on me. Fix that. There we go. Cute, right? Anyway, I feel like I've like spilled my guts. I feel like I've spilled my guts. If there's anything like specific you'd like for me to just be sitting around here chit-chatting about, let me know. Your girl is back, and I'm trying to be consistent, even if it means sitting around and chit-chatting. But some of my favorite vloggers, actually all they do is chit-chat. Like there's this one girl, I forgot her name, I found her recently, and the style of her vlogs are very interesting because literally they're just like jump cuts of her chit-chatting to the camera at different times or whatever, and she hardly ever shows what she's doing. She's just talking, like she's just talking, but it's a vlog. I thought that was really interesting. It is a little bit more on the low effort side or whatever, but like but also I was like, when you're vlogging in that style, you can stay consistent for sure, you know. And like some of my girls, all they do is just chit chat, and I tune in and listen to every word, you know. Not that I'm like trying to go like super low effort. I'm just trying to figure out how, with how busy I be, can I keep showing up. Because really I don't, you know, I don't know. I'm here. I'm here, and I want to do the thing, and so I'm trying to do the thing. But I'm doing good right now. I got a couple of vlogs in the chopper. Like even right now there are 2 vlogs. I think one's going up in about 40 minutes, and because it's Sunday, and I think this one probably won't even go up till next week, next Sunday. And I have a vlog in the middle, so I'm doing good. Your girl's doing good. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.